Hello again. Taye Arimoro here. Not Taye with an I, and not I.E. Moro. To the DGN, to the AGN, and to the AMP, you were wrong. I want to read your key findings. You say, Mr. Arimoro Mr. I.E. Moro was the primary aggressor, assaulting the production manager and the driver. Flaw 1. The production manager is not named. The driver is not named. My name is not spelled correctly. He circulated a false live video misrepresenting the sequence of events and damaging the reputation of producer Miss Peggy Ovire, who was not present during the initial altercation. Flaw number 3. It's not possible to circulate a fake live video. In fact, it's not possible to edit an IG live video because you cannot save an IG live video. After broadcast, you can either discard it or you can share it. CCTV footages. How could I have edited or falsified a CCTV footage? Thankfully, Lakeview Park 2 Estate is right there. We can ask them for the complete CCTV footage of that day. From the time I arrived at their gate till the time I was at their gates to leave. Till after the third point of aggression towards me. It says the director, production manager, and crew were not culpable in any wrongdoings. Then it goes to say that, I'm going to summarize because I want to keep this video as short as possible. It goes to say that Peggy Ovire acted emotionally and was reactive towards the assault on her people. Before I get there, I want to state that you made a statement from one side of the story. You didn't have my own account. You didn't get my evidence. You did not reveal the evidence I had on my Instagram live. You did not review the CCTV footages. You did not ask the estates to provide the CCTV footages. It's very baffling, with all due respect, that 3 guilds with 3 different precedents would make a statement, would make a stance on a matter that does not represent the entire picture. So, how is it that the AGN reaches out to me through my manager, and at the time she made it clear that I was not mentally or physically in the headspace to make a statement to them? They kept insisting that I made a voice recording or whatnot. And my manager said, this guy is in the hospital. He has his jaw fractured. He was dealing with police matter. On top of all of this, I didn't have my car to move around. I still don't have my car. It's been almost 3 weeks now. And I still don't have my car to move around. I refunded money for 2 different projects. Let that sink in. And the response from the AGN representative, I would not mention his name just yet, was threats. What he said, I will not say it yet, but I have all my evidence. And mind you, everything I've said from my first video, actually from my live to my first video, the first part of this 3-part video, to what I'm saying now, is proof for everything. Now, I would also want the entire world and maybe the leadership of the AGN, the DGN, and the AMP, who probably do not know how this investigation came about or what the details of the investigation were before the statement was released. You cannot tell me that you are looking to help me when, one, no one from the DGN, from the AGN, or the AMP, from when the event happened up until now, calls to check up on my welfare or my well-being. My second live video has me with blood all over my mouth. If you say that you are out to helping me, the first thing I would expect you to do is, how is Taye doing? How's his mom? How's everything going? Before we start talking about what happened. How am I supposed to trust you when you reach out to me with threats? If you were in my shoes, would you trust you? So this went on for a bit, and when I started to feel better and I could speak better and I could eat soft solids, I'm still eating soft solids anyway. The DGN reached out, and because their tone seemed a bit more reasonable, they still didn't ask, they didn't care about my welfare, but it's okay. But they seemed a little bit more reasonable. I decided I was going to honor their invitation to talk, because they called it a fact-finding mission, fact-finding committee, not a disciplinary committee. It was against my counsel, both my legal and my management. But I just thought, out of respect, I needed to let them hear my voice at least. And so we got on that call, and in that call, it was a Google Meet. In that call, I stated categorically that anything that concerned the criminal case, the details of this criminal case, were with the police and the courts. And so I would not be divulging into those information. Simply because, one, again, I do not trust the guilt. I'm not sure what they're going to use that information to do. I'm not sure whose side they're on. I'm not sure whose interests they're trying to protect. However, I gave them every single detail that concerned professionalism, professional conduct, my call times, contractual dates, my resumption times, from the first project, which was filmed between the 27th and the 30th or 31st, 27th and 31st of October, and the second project, which was filmed between the 7th and the 11th of November. Those were the agreed dates. I told them the time I got on set. I told them the time that was agreed. I told them the time I told the PM and the continuity, the PM Lukobai and the continuity officer Ifoma, the time I told them I was going to leave and the time I eventually stepped out of that house. I have a few questions. Did Peggy Ovire tell you that I saw her on my way out She was sitting in the living room. I saw her. She saw me. She saw me see her. And I saw her see me. Look Obai had no idea that I was stepping out of that house because he had his back to me. But at the time I got to my car, Look Obai was running after me. To me, that seemed like Peggy Oviri plotted. So Look Obai is running after me and a driver is readjusting the car until he eventually parked to block the street. This was before any craziness happened. 2, did she tell you that she instructed her driver, Joshua Madu, to block me in? 3, did she tell you that Joshua Madu, her driver, threatened to stab me with a knife until I died? What if he had a knife and he actually stabbed me to death? What would be the conversation today? And I need us to, and I would kindly like to request that some proper thinking be done. If she says, if all she claims was true, she's a member of the AGN, the AMB, and I think the DGN. I'm not a member of any of the guilds, but Peggy is. If by any chance all she claimed was true, why not gain some self-restraint and self-control? What does acting emotionally mean? She said I beat up her PM until he was unconscious. How then did she give that same PM, Look Obai, her phone or whatever phone to record the incident? If you say you have eyewitnesses and whatnot, where's the video recording? Because at the beginning, before I went live, there was just me, Look Obai at first, then Joshua Madu, her driver, before GB, I think his name is, I don't know if it's Bola or I don't remember, but GB and Sir Richie came out. At this point, I was already raising my voice. Then I went live. There are questions to ask, sincere, serious questions. And for you to release a statement that has such weighty implications without making deep findings down to what my actual name is cause for concern. Cases like this have happened in the past. The DGN admitted as much on that call. But nothing seems to change. I've had so many actors call me to tell me, oh, this same thing happened to me. We didn't get this crazy because I finally succumbed to their pressure, I succumbed to their humiliation, I succumbed to their harassment, I succumbed to their intimidation. Unfortunately, I come from a lineage of very, very stubborn people, and we will not take intimidation sitting down. I'm an Arimoro. For those who don't know, go to Ilesha to find out what that name means. I will never bow to intimidation. Did Peggy tell you that my contractual dates had passed? These are the questions I would like for us to answer. I have decided that this case would be followed through by the law. I made a video on the 21st of November saying that I was done with the negativity And I intentionally didn't want to post anything on this matter until this came up. Like I said, I don't want to say much, but we cannot build trust on biased findings, on one-sided stories, or on intimidation. It never works. This is about the integrity of our industry, the integrity of our guilds, the protection from our guilds. I would say fairness, transparency, and accountability need to be upheld, especially in this particular case. Finally, I think the guilds owe it to the industry, the cast, the crew, the stakeholders, and the general public to uphold fairness, transparency, and accountability. Is to protect all of us. Is to protect the current actors and cast and crew. Is to protect the upcoming cast and crew, so that our industry can grow and so that it can move forward, so that we can all be involved and carried along with respect. I said it before, no one can dim my light. That was a clear declaration to everyone who listened to my voice, everyone who listens to my voice. Again, to the AGN, to the EMP, to the DGN, you were wrong. Thank you. See you in my third video.
Alright, so this is the part 2 of Taye's video, and he categorically said that the AGN and whatever other group of people that took the decision that they took, telling them to their faces that they were wrong and their decision was flawed, it was unfair, it was one-sided, and urging them to be fair in their decision and make more findings, especially on this particular case. Well, if you ask me, that is a good advice, because why will you judge based on one person's testimony instead of hearing from the both parties? All right, the story keeps unfolding. This is part 2, and so we are waiting for the part 3. But if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please don't forget to do so right now before you forget again. Turn your post notification button so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Click on the like button to give this video a thumbs up. Share with your friends and your family. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I really appreciate you. I don't take it for granted at all. Thank you so much. God bless you.